My name is Carmille, and my daughter and I were hit by a semi-truck. The day that me and my daughter were in an auto accident, I was taking her to school. She was 5 years old, and it was just a typical day. I was driving on the freeway, and we were hit by a semi-truck. I heard the semi-truck horn, and I looked in the rearview mirror, and I can see the truck coming towards us. The truck hit our car, it was a small car, and pushed us. I don't know how far, and it seemed like it was just complete silence. And our car ended up hitting the side of the freeway. I looked in the back seat because I wanted to make sure that my child was still alive. I ended up climbing out of the passenger side of the car and getting my daughter out. And I can hear people on the freeway saying, "They're dead, they're all dead, they're all dead." But we weren't dead. We were trying to escape from the other side of the car. My daughter had a huge knot on her head, and everyone was rushed to the local hospitals. It was chaos. Typical day just ended up into a chaotic scene. The next steps after we were all in the ambulance, but when the ambulance arrived, I can hear, it was just a lot of screaming. It's just, everything is muddled. It's like, I can hear the ambulance screaming, hematosis, hematosis. We have a young child. My injuries, I think my body was still in a state of shock. I know it was. I didn't know the extent of my injuries until later, after many tests. And they're very, very intense, very bad injuries. But I remember telling people I was hurt. I was in pain, but people weren't listening to me. I figured out I needed to seek professional help. Initially, I was trying to get another car. I was trying to make sure I could still get my daughter to school. And when I called the owner of the semi-truck, he told me like the accident was all my fault, and he was screaming and hollering at me. And I told him that's not the case, that's not what happened. Your driver hit me and my daughter was in the car because he told me that he was going to sue me. I said, well, I think I need to get some help. I need to get some representation. And that's when I started seeking some professional help, because I knew I couldn't do it by myself. The way he was screaming and hollering, and I was still dealing with everything was so fresh. I knew there's no way I could do this by myself. I initially called other lawyers, and they were telling me that just wait it out, you'll be okay. I don't think your injuries are that intense, you're not still in the hospital. But as soon as I talked to David Christensen, he was listening to me. I knew that from the initial consultation that this was a team that I felt safe and trusting myself and my daughter with. I always remember David and Sarah saying, it's gonna be okay. Like, I would call and I would be crying or saying that this is happening and this, and it didn't matter what time I called or when I sent the email. They responded and they made sure that we got the help we needed. They made sure that we were set and are set up for a great future. It was hard, and one thing they would also tell us is that we're here for you. I wouldn't recommend anyone else in the situation that I was in or in situations like that. Christensen Law took one of the most traumatic situations of my life, and they made it so that I didn't feel like I was alone. I didn't feel like my daughter was alone. I had someone I can talk to, someone to guide me and my family in the right direction. Well, if I wanted anyone to know anything about Christensen Law, is that everyone on their staff that I've met is very dedicated, they're very determined, and they have a great passion for what they do. You can tell that they are not in business just for a check. You can tell they're in business because they love people and they want to see justice prevail and win at the end of the day. What Christensen Law did for me was monumental. Something that felt like was the worst day of my life, it ended up being a precipice for my future.
I'll give Christensen Law 5 stars.
I will give Christensen Law 5 stars, 2 thumbs up.